Alright, good morning. This is a video I've wanted to make for a while. I'm not using the chesty I'm gonna set up in my bathroom. So I just woke up about 5 minutes ago. So normally I'd turn off the fan in my room. I grab my watch. So the first thing I do when I come out of my room in the morning, normally I'm not dressed, but I got dressed so I don't have to pause to do that, is I come over here to the coffee maker, I plug that in. Yeah, I already got it preloaded and everything. And then I can just hit start on that bad boy. Make sure I plugged in the right thing. Boom, good. Then I come to the bathroom and I do all this. So let me get you set up here. Alright. So as you can see, I got my restroom all organized. So first things first is just say the Lord's Prayer. You can follow along with me if you know it by heart. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Forgive us of give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debt as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is thy kingdom, and thy power, and the glory forever. Amen. The Lord's Prayer has 2 more verses, but that's the short version that most people know. So, I have a morning routine like skincare, brush my teeth, and all that. So one thing I'm missing right now is my rag. So first thing I grab is this wet cloth. This is just for drying water. And then I have a cloth for anything that touches my face. I get the warm water running. First thing I do is I get some pink Himalayan salt. And I get a couple cubes. That's probably too many, honestly. So maybe like 3. Those are pretty big. But take 3 of those, chew it up. At this point the water's not super warm at all, so get a full glass of water. And that's fantastic. I try to wait 30 minutes or so till I drink coffee. But that'll get you going. That'll actually make you really thirsty. So now that the water's warm a little, blow in my hair. Okay. So I got my face wash, and I got my anti-aging SPF type deal. So you take your face wash, and you just wash your face, big deal. Try to get your neck too. And just really scrub from top to bottom. Now, as I mentioned with the cloth, dry your face with this cloth. And then that process gets water everywhere. with this style of sink and how close it is and how shallow it is, I just can't avoid it. So I get this rag, clean up all the water. And get the SPF deal out. You know, just a good amount that I know is going to cover my entire face. Rub it in. Use a little for the back of the neck. There we go. I use some of this Bath and Body Works lotion I got. It matches the cologne and like room spray from Bath and Body Works, so I got all three, and that's how I stay smelling good all day, because I have 3 layers of that on essentially. So I just put that everywhere, kind of my face sunscreen wash isn't gonna go. So at that point, also just do 3 on the wrist, 3 on the wrist, 1 on the chest, 1 on the chest, neck, and that's good. So that was the cologne, and then the room spray, I just had to give myself a little douse, and then I will smell good all day just from that alone. Since I don't shower in the morning, obviously gotta hit deodorant up. Listen, y'all need to use more deodorant. Again, as someone who drives Uber and Lyft occasionally, y'all got BO, and I'm just gonna say, I'm literally gonna make a video on how to take a shower, because somebody else think, and no flame either. Like, I understand you have depression, maybe you don't shower for a while. I get it, but you need to get that under control. Let's go. We're not in middle school, or well, maybe some of you are in middle school, but you need to get that done. Okay, so next, making sure I kind of hit everything on the list. Yeah, next is I take some paste for my hair, just some American Crew, and you just put in your palm and you rub it in until it's all mixed through like that. Then you just push it in your hair. And so normally when I'm not talking for the camera, I'm going through, after I say the Lord's Prayer, I have Ephesians 6:10 through 18 up here, talking about the armor of God. So I kind of just imagine myself putting on that armor as I'm going through this process. Because as I'll always say, the battles our brothers and sisters were fighting 2,000 years ago, the same battles we're facing against today. Not against flesh and blood, but against, princes and Spanish. Dang, I'm forgetting the word for word of the scripture right now, but that's okay. So then just comb my hair after I put that crap in, or that stuff in. Okay, got that done. Time for some beard cream. I really love this one. Everyman Jack Sandalwood. It smells amazing. So again, just put a clump in your palm and use your thumb to give it the active heat that it needs to like melt and stuff. Actually applicable. So it's actually applicable. This takes more than the gel, because this is more like more sticky. Alright, so then you get that mixed in and you just apply it. And you try to get it everywhere, but for me, at this point, I know it won't lay flat because I just got it trimmed. So then that's why, that's why I have the Gone here instead of just the Meyer sand soap, because that stuff's sticky and I just need the Dawn to get it off my hands real clean. Boom, there we go. I already took my vitamins when I woke up. I take a daily, a D3 and a fish oil, because I don't eat a lot of fish, and I still haven't had a chance to get my tan and some sun. I have a couple videos where I went out, but it's been really cloudy and rainy for the past like 3 weeks. So then with the beard oil in, give your beard a brush. Having a beard is not just letting it grow out. It took me multiple years to realize that. Because when you let a beard just grow out like crazy, the hairs go everywhere and it just doesn't look good. So you gotta start doing this. Like I just had it trimmed at my barber's. So as it's growing, they're gonna be growing in all crazy directions. But just like your hair up here, once they get enough flow, they start to grow and sit that way. So as you can see, I'm just pushing them down, putting them in the right direction. Very boring stuff. All right, is that the last little bit of my morning routine? Did I finish? Oh, one thing is I deal with eczema, and I just have the littlest bit on my elbows. I don't know if you can see it. It was a little worse, but when I have like a little breakout like that, I don't rush to the dermatologist. I like to use a little hydrocortisone cream for at least 6 days, just to see if it goes away on its own like that. And typically it does, I've noticed. I've done this since I had that one really bad breakout when I was like 23. And I think I've only been one time since then. Because when I have little breakouts like this, I just use some hydrocortisone cream. And it works really well. You just apply it 3 to 4 times a day for a week. And then that pretty much takes care of it. Alright, so. Oh, I had already taken my retainer out. That's one of the first things I do when I wake up. I just do that and brush my teeth. Oh, yeah, let me do that again. So also at some point, I've brushed my teeth. And a good way to brush your teeth is you put the toothpaste on the brush, but you don't get it wet yet. You want to use the friction of the toothpaste without the water to do your initial run. So 45-degree angle against the teeth. I dated a dental hygienist for a few years, so that's how I know all this. So then, you know, So when you're brushing the back of your teeth, you need to open your mouth just a slight bit to give yourself space to clean the back teeth. I didn't do that in my brushing habit for a year or two, and I got the smallest little cavity on my back tooth. It's so small they've decided just not to deal with it until it becomes like worth doing something for. But just a little tip. So see, it's a little face. But I'm not going to do that again. I already did it a full depth. And then after I did with the hand toothbrush, I would go over with the electric. And with this, I'm just real deliberate on each tooth, like literally just as I go. You get the point. And then I put this over my toothbrush and stuff because when you flush your toilet, and I try to remember to flush with my toilet with the seat always down, because when you flush with the seat open, all those air water molecules go everywhere, and just not sanitary. Just not sanitary in the slightest. So after that, I put everything back, I just wipe down my counters. And then with these rags, and all my like square cleaning rags, I have, or I thought I did. Huh. Maybe on this one I don't, but what I do is I hang them up here. I guess this must be a new one, or maybe not. But anyways, I just put a little hole in them, and those are good. I usually keep those there for 2 days or so. I'll be right back. So at this point, coffee's smelling good. What I'll do now is I'll grab my jewelry and my hat. So I don't have anywhere to go this morning, but if I did, let's see what this is recording exactly. Just want to double check. Alright, so at this point, this is when I put on, I've never been big into jewelry or anything like that, but at this point, this is where I put on accessories or jewelry to let people know my faith, even if I don't get a chance to talk to them. So I got these wristbands from my church's teen group, teen ministry. I got the main cross, and I never wore a cross up until a month or so ago. And then I got St. Michael, Defender. Yeah, I like this. It's instead of the cross, so I get the cross. And then this is a shield, and I put this on second because it has a little bit of a shorter band, and I like the way it sits over the cross. And at this point, I really would have already meditated on these verses and really just thought about the day ahead, preparing for the day ahead. Because, you know, as I go about my day, I'm struggling with this like no other. I normally don't do it this way. But as I go about my day, I need to have all that equipped. I need to do it in the morning so I'm not off track in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Like, having a good spiritual morning routine is game changing. Gosh, why am I struggling with this so much? And I'll tell you what I normally do. I normally just do this. I do that, and then I know it's going back that, and I was just trying to be cool on camera. I'm cool, but I'm not that cool. Alright, and then there we go. Boom. So it's like that. And then I button up this button because I'm a gentleman. And we're going to go to the chesty type deal. So, that's how I look all said and done if I was going out and going to do something. But I actually don't have anything this morning. I just need to continue to sit behind a freaking computer and do that type of work. Woo! This GoPro is hot. Man, that thing gets hot while recording. I use this fan setup here, and when I plug it in and charge it to cool it, because it's hot when the battery is just charging. So at this point, it's 10 o'clock. And I don't feel bad that I slept until like 9:30 because I was up till 2 o'clock working and probably didn't get to sleep till 3 o'clock. And I'm more productive from that 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock period at night than most people are in their entire day. So, as with the fasting, I try not to do coffee, milk, or cream. This is from last night. Didn't do my dishes either. So I just do the coffee black. And so at this point also, I'll grab a water. And then, wow, this camera is so hot. I'm actually gonna pause and give it a second to cool down before I start recording again. All right, so back to the mounted GoPro. I love this view. I know I should be recording on just using my phone, but this is a great view, and I like the first-person perspective. I'll do both. I just got to remember when I'm filming with my GoPro to select 1080p and that vertical filming, because that lets my battery life last longer. Oh yeah, I forgot about sipping. Okay, so back to my morning routine. That's just some old tea from last night's meal. And because I cooked so late last night, I left a sink full of dishes. I normally never do that. And I don't like to do that because that's not like sanitary type deal. So my morning routine, after all that, is now it's time to focus on prayer and taking in some form of Christian content. You know, I may read a verse. You know, I just did my whole organization of my Bible, all the chapters of New Testament and Psalms. So I could read through that. I could do a suggested reading, dynamic read, doctrines, spiritual standards, dynamic doctrines, practical precepts. I have a bunch of verses I could use. I also have all the stuff in here in like that, you know, for when you need peace. Look, this has discouraged, pornography, anything that I'm struggling with. That would be a good thing. But what my daily habit is my sister got me these Stand Firm 150 Revelations for Strength Men. Alright, so today's verse is, may all who seek you rejoice and glad in you. May those who long for your saving help always say, the Lord is great. Psalm 40:16. And so we'll read it together. Both in Scripture and in everyday life, we find ample testimony of people who overcame their shortcomings through Christ and lived a life of triumphant victory. This experience can be yours as well. Believe unconditionally in God's promise that He will never disappoint you or leave you, that Jesus Christ will always be with you, and that the Holy Spirit will lead and teach you. With Christ as your Lord, you are already victorious. Amen. That's beautifully written. When you are for me, O Lord, who or what can be against me? In you I have the final victory. Amen. And that is just a great card to start the day. I mean, how great is Psalm 40:16? You know what? I'm going to actually talk a little bit more about this. So yeah, I always say people, just the ordinary person you meet is the best, book/movie that you've probably ever seen. People have crazy life stories. Everybody from just like the middle-aged dad who you'd think nothing of, to the 19-year-old girl, to, people live incredible, tremendous lives. Some people, like Gabriel and others, they go through the craziest hardships and overcome it and beat that. Others, it takes them 20, 30 years. Maybe they have to beat a drug addiction, or, their father or parents were violent towards them, and it took them years and years and years to heal. My point being is that life is hard, but how much easier is it when you have Christ on your side and when you're actively listening to Him. Like, doing this since I got fired, this morning ritual has helped me. I'm so much more productive and just happy, and just that I can go and minister to people. I can wake up every day and I say the Lord's Prayer because I don't know where today's going to lead me. I'm running my own business, and I'm on unemployment. I'm running my own business, and I need to drive Uber for $150 at minimum a week. So, like today, I have to run some errands, so I'll probably run those errands, and then I'll drive Uber for 3 or 4 hours, talk to people, meet some people, see if Gabriel messages me back, and we can meet up and have lunch. But how great is it to have the Lord on my side each day? I put on the armor. I have the armor of Christ on. Like, nothing can hurt me. The only thing people can only physically hurt me in terms of actual like damage. And that's not the best way to put it, but basically like it says, if God is for me, who can be against me? You can only take my life, you can't take my soul. My soul belongs to Christ. And so with that revelation, I have enormous freedom to do my ministry and go talk to people and tell them about Jesus. And then another assurance is that all my works, unless they're done for Him and His kingdom, are not built or made with quality materials. So doing this morning process lets me think of like, okay, everything I do is, for the Lord and His glory. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Like, so I need to say a prayer in the morning asking for His will to be done, not what I want to do. Like, but what I want to do can align with His will too. Like, what do I want to do right now? I want to go get those errands done, go to the bank, go to the store, and then I want to drive a little bit of Uber, talk to some people, maybe talk about Christ. I try not to go too heavy when I'm doing Uber, Lyft, or rideshare, but I will bring it up and have, I have like 5 or 6 of these in the back seat that I offer for them to take. But man, how good is it? Like, what a blessed morning. It's 10:36. You know, yeah, I slept until 9:30, but I still have so much time in the day. So much time. From 10 to 6 is like my primary working ordeal, where I really focus on either getting stuff for my business done, or making money, or my side hustles, or continuing my learning for my business and getting additional certifications. So yeah, and you don't need to read a whole chapter. Like, I'm literally just gonna read this one verse for today, for this morning, and I'm gonna meditate on it. Like, let's read it again. May all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. You know? May all. Anyone who comes to Christ shall not be turned away. You know, he calls people. May those who long for your saving help always say, the Lord is great. And how true is that? I know God has always come through for me. Every time. Even when I didn't deserve it. Because he is so full of grace and mercy. You know, every time I've been in a tough situation and prayed to God for his help and for him to get me out of it, he's always come through. Not once has he never let me down. Maybe sometimes the answer was hidden, and my own ignorance and foolishness led me to not see it and endure my own suffering for longer. But isn't that just a lesson to make me a better man? Maybe I needed to suffer for that long to finally realize that that was the problem. You know, I had the worst day of my life a few weeks ago with Jax's death, my puppy. And that was just brutal on me. Like, I say this, or I've said this, it's like, you can do whatever you want to me. I can take it, you know, I can deal with it. You can call me names, you can do whatever. I can mentally compartmentalize and deal with that on my own rationality. But with Jax's death, oh man, gosh, that hit me, because it's not me, it's my family. It's people, those around me who you're hurting. And now I'm upset. Like, at that point, it's like, okay, I'm all gung-ho because I need to deal with whatever. I don't want to get too into that. That's going to be an ongoing lawsuit so I really can't talk about that on camera and say what I want to right now, but just know that, you know, the Lord is always with us, even through the hard times. He gave me the strength every day after Jax's death to wake up and go get something done. You know, the story of Job, it really felt like the story of Job for me at that point in my life. Just, I had everything. I had been through a little bit of a valley, and I was on the mountaintop, you know. Started my business, had a new dog. My son's going to be born in late August. Life was perfect. Life was beautiful. And I was like, oh man. I even said to my mom and my pastor, like, how long can life be this good for? Like, excuse my burp. like I'm almost, and this is probably a sinful thing to do, but I knew that mountaintop wasn't going to last, and I was like, oh boy, when's the valley coming? What is going to happen from now until that valley? How can I anticipate? Like, obviously I'm soaking up the mountaintop view because that's beautiful and you work so hard to get there. And like when you're on the mountaintop in life, you gotta celebrate it, but I found it's typically the journey that's worth celebrating. The little pieces where God gave you a nudge, or, had you meet the right person on the right day. But yeah, so, and then on that mountaintop, and then Jax's death, boom, threw a wrench into everything I was doing. I was already ready to start recording and making videos around the time of his death, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but again, I digress. This is just morning chats with Silas. I hope you're all enjoying this. I'm just talking for the camera. I'm a yapper, so. But I think people enjoy hearing me talk. I have a lot of wisdom. When I was a kid, I used to love reading Proverbs. I would only read Proverbs, as a fact. I didn't understand Christianity in my early childhood when I was going to church up until 15. I didn't get the personal relationship with Jesus. But man, I loved Proverbs. Loved Proverbs. I would read it, and it's just daily wisdom that wasn't, I could grasp it. I didn't need to unpack all something that happened in the Old Testament with the New Testament. It was just like, oh yeah, don't be a sinner. Hey, be able to be taught. Don't be arrogant. Don't think you know everything. Don't hang around the wrong people. Don't steal. Don't commit murder. You live by the sword. You die by the sword. Appreciate your elders. Even if they have their, maybe they're not the best person or the best adult or whatnot, but you got to give them respect because they are your elder and they do have things they know that they could teach you. And if you have a good relationship with them, they just might teach you. So yeah, okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pack up for all my errands. So when I go out, I have a backpack ready. And I have like everything I need in my backpack. So let me show you the loadout I bring. First, I got my binder for my business. Nice, thick, padded. In here, I keep my calendar. This week's pretty open. Not a lot going on. I gotta call Van to do our next woodworking interview. So, yeah, slap that back on there. Get my nice pen. Throw it in there. Boom. That way I could take notes of a client meeting, do anything right there on the spot if I need to be. Second thing I do, grab the good old iPad. It's low charge, but that's okay because I keep a battery pack on me. So, get the iPad. Boom, got that set up. Now I got a mobile, I basically have a computer. The new iPad is, I can use it for whatever purposes I need. And so, you saw how it was a little bit dead right there. And I don't want to sit at home and charge it. So, I keep a battery pack and some cords in the front pocket. No problem. Turn this bad boy on. Plug it in. I just like to make sure that I see it charge. Okay, starting to charge. Boom. Throw it in the backpack. I'm not gonna put it below. I'm gonna keep it on top of here so it doesn't get too hot. Okay, in the next tab, do I normally have anything else there? Yes, I do. Most importantly, my Bible. Always taking it with me. And then I'm gonna bring Gabriel's Bible in case I see him. So, boom, in there. In my next tab thing here, I keep all my GoPro recording stuff when I take with me, and I keep 6 or 7 Gideon Bibles for anybody I might meet. Give them a Bible. And that's done. Got little stuff. I'll take my headphones and my beautiful case. Yeah, I got a Tide Pod thing there. I'll also bring a highlighter and a backup pen for Bible reading or anything else that I might do there. This is a bag just in case everything got wet. Like it started to rain, I could put everything in my backpack and cover it. This is another form of that type of security. Just something in case it rains, because you never know in Austin, Texas. And I don't want to be caught out at a park doing something. So what other thing is I like to be able to offer my passengers drinks while I'm out and about, because I like, when I leave my house, to leave it for, yeah, I didn't cover the vegetables up, I was so tired last night. So I like to provide drinks and stuff. So I have a C4, a Coke Zero, and three waters in here. And what I do is I make my own ice, very sanitary like. As you can tell by my other videos, I'm very sanitary. Not that it matters too much, but just because I'm a very sanitary person, so I hope my passengers, or I treat my passengers and give them that kind of same sanitary thing. Basically, when I make the ice, I do it I have a process that keeps it clean and all that. So yeah, I throw some ice cubes. I really only have some big ones right now, but I can change that. So how I do it is as simple as this. I have the frozen ice thing. Actually, I'll just do it over here just so I can show you. So, I have this. It's for woodworking, but at the moment, I use it solely for ice cutting. This has been cleaned and washed. There we go. So, I put it on there. And then I just crack it in half. Crack it some more. There we go. That's good for now. Later I'll chunk it all up and put it in a bag. And that's how I do that process. Because at this point I just add some fresh clean water from a fresh glass. I was buying ice for $2, like $1.99, and I use it for write-off. But honestly, I want to save that cash at the moment and just do it this way. A lot of times people don't even take the drinks. The drinks are mostly for me. But I like to have a nice cold water for somebody. They really appreciate it if they need it. So just filling up the thing so the Coke will get cold. You know, put it on its side a little bit. Put a nice chunk on top of it. maybe a little more water. All that will melt and the ice will freeze a little, or melt a little bit, and the water will be nice and ice cold. All the drinks will get cold. So then, yeah, boom. Got that. Got my backpack set up. I'm honestly gonna bring my little, this is my prayer list, but again, as you've seen in other videos, I am learning how to draw. So, let me show you that. That's gonna be the castle on the hill type deal that I'm gonna carve and whittle. And then I did a good knight the other day, just practicing. I thought that was a good helmet. Just initial, like getting the body shape and stuff. It's gonna be a long journey, but I'm gonna bring this and my pencils in case I have the opportunity, or go somewhere pretty, or see someone pretty and have a minute to stop and draw. Really trying to get into my artistic side. I'm already in touch with my autistic side, so. That was actually a bad joke, I'm sorry, but I do have some form of autism. Because my biggest thing is when I'm out all my life, when I've been out at bars and it's like really loud, sometimes I can deal with it, but on certain nights, man, I just can't get with the program. Oh man, I forgot to make my bed this morning. So you gotta make your bed each morning. And once you make it, that's a big W. I usually do it after my morning application of like my hair and lotion and all that. Gentlemen, wash your sheets, you disgusting, filthy animals. Holy crap. You need to wash your sheets like every week, or every 2 weeks at least. I used to be like that and have dirty, just be, ugh. Bro, wash your sheets, guys. Come on. You sleep in it. Especially for me as someone who doesn't take a morning shower. Like you saw me wash my face and all that. But I only feel comfortable doing that, showering once a day, is because I keep my sheets clean, you know, and wash them a couple times or once a week, every Sunday. Like, and I wasn't in the military. I don't do it perfect. I don't have it all tugging, it's nice and snug in every place like a veteran or whatnot, but you know what? I get it nice. I get it tucked in. There we go. So just looking nice and presentable. So that way, if I get my ass totally rocked today, oops, sorry. Okay, what time is that? I gotta remember to cut that. Gosh, I don't know why I'm cursing while I'm recording myself. Okay, like 26 minutes. So if I get rocked today and have just a terrible day, I can come in, close out the lights, turn on my gigantic fan, climb into my bed, and say my prayers. And tomorrow's a new day. So close that. And then yeah, I think that settles it. That's the morning routine part 1. I still have so much to do in terms of cleaning my place and all that, but for now, I'm gonna go run those errands, hit the bank up, move some money around for my short-term investment video. Then I'm going to drive some Uber, get that cash, go talk to somebody, some people, meet some customers, hopefully. I might record that. I might not. Who knows? Day's totally open. All right. Using my phone to record right now. Here I am at the car wash. I did one Uber ride after my errands, and then I got 2 bad rides in a row, so I declined and decided to go get my car washed, do the vacuuming. You know, that pink Himalayan salt will really make you thirsty. This is my second or third. So you just keep drinking the waters out. So down that one, I got one water left, and C4 and Cherry Coke Zero. But before I start on the energy or the Coke, I'm gonna drink into the water. So the deal is, real quick errand to the bank, then drive some Uber some more, go home, upload, start my YouTube channel, officially launch it with some of the content. As you can see, you know, I was sweating, so get the beard, make sure it's pressed down right. Yeah, so that's the plan. Right now I'm switching between the phone and the GoPro, but I think people want to see me on camera, so maybe I need to get rid of the GoPro third person perspective. I don't know. I'll figure it out as I go. I should have recorded the cleaning the car. That would have been great content. Just gave it a deep clean. Outside got the washed, inside cleaned with like blue paper towels and using the vacuums. Car looks fantastic. And then when I'm done, you know, give it a spray down of Febreze. Let me turn the recycle off and arrow window. But yeah, man, just give it a little nice fresh smell in here. What is this smell? Ocean. Hinoki, ginger, and water lily. It smells fantastic. So now that that's done, use some hand sanitizer. So for daytime trips like this, I'll throw the back seat down, put the hand sanitizer there. Also, I'll dry off that other cold water from my water bottle, put it back there. So whenever I get my car, normally I take off the hat and set it up right. I got my bag and my whole setup here. As you can tell, I'm sweaty from doing all that, but it's good. Then turn the air back up. And there we go. That's how I look while I'm driving. Got the hat off. And let me show you the setup next to it. I got my bag with all my stuff I could possibly need for my enterprise and recording if Gabriel got back to me. Got my cooler with my stuff, my hat, my blue towels, which I keep my blue towels and my Febreze in here. Get the water I was drinking. Yeah, drink some more of it. I like to be the good Uber driver, as my friends once so endearingly called me. You know, water, fan, keep it cool in here. I'm good at conversation. I love driving Uber. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's a 4.5 minute video. Little intermission of my day. It's 12:30. Had a very productive 3 hours already, so nothing to it but to do it with the rest of the day. All right, so an additional midday update. Let me cut the air a little bit. There we go. So I stop at my bank here, University Federal Credit Union, because when I started Uber, I wanted to keep my Uber earnings separate, and so I can know what I made. I say earnings, Uber, I do Lyft occasionally, so rideshare. So I wanted to keep my rideshare earnings and deductions in a separate account, so it's easier to track. once tax time comes around. And so I love University Federal Credit Union. I gotta give them a great review. The one in Pflugerville here does a fantastic job. And I come in, you know, I take some cash out, I put some cash in, I grab a coffee, I use the restroom. It's like my go-to stop on days I do my car wash, because the car wash is like literally right down the road. So I do my car wash, I come here, I get a coffee, I talk to the people. They're so friendly in there, they're so great. And yeah, then I sit here for 5 minutes or so. You know, I can do a little praying. My sister-in-law is going into birth tonight. They're inducing birth, so that's been really heavy on my mind, just trying to pray for them. They don't know the gender. I'm hoping for a niece, but I got a feeling it's gonna be a boy. Me and my brothers and sisters, we're 3 for 3 on boys right now, when you include my son. So I'm hoping it's a niece, though. That'd be awesome for my brother. He has a son right now, and a little baby girl. What a joy that would be. Everything before the teenage years is worth it. You know, you build up enough love that once they start to get the attitude in the teenage years, you're like, I remember when you were my best friend. Oh, what a blessing that will be for him. So yeah, now 12:45, doing great on my day, super productive. Drive for 2 or 3 hours, you know, make that money, because I'm rebuilding my emergency savings fund. That'll be a great video too for y'all. And yeah, just nothing to it but to do it. Get off here, stop yapping. I'm a big yapper. Get off here, get to driving. All right, recording video number 3 of my midday. It's now 1:54, about an hour and 10 minutes from when I last recorded. So I had a couple great rides. Got to give away 1 Bible and have some good conversations with some other people. The guy I gave the Bible to was a guy who just hadn't gotten divorced. He was gambling and day drinking, and his brother was a pastor, and you could tell he knew the Lord. He was just separated, or not even separated, just having a lapse, a season, as they may say. You know, God's always got him since he's a believer. But so I gave him I talked to him like a man. You can tell which guys you can speak to like a man and drop some hard truths on, and which gentlemen you cannot. So he was one of those guys. So I told him, yeah, here's the deal. I gave him the mini Bible with, you know, I made it out to him. I'm not going to say his name just for that reason. But yeah, I gave him his Bible. See, Uber's still pinging me because I use that designation mode. And when I drive home. And that's what I actually want to talk about, the finances, because I am going to be a channel focused on finances, the finance benefit of this little midday trip. So for that, I have to, it's going to stop videoing when I go out, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyways. All right, so yeah, the ministry work went great. As you can see, got 5 of these bad boys left. 5 of my Gideon Bibles that I like to give away. Gave 1 to the gentleman, but that's why I keep 5, because if I would have had 2 more passengers who needed it, I could have got it. So the finance aspect of that trip was, I did some math on the back of my hand here. I'll show it to you in a second. Actually, I'll show it right now. So if you can see, I worked for an hour and 18 minutes, actual drive time. I made $25.10, so right about $22 in earnings. That's low compared to when I drive on Friday and Saturday night. I cut off accidentally there, but that's okay, because this is just to get me towards my 150, and just so I have a productive day. I'm meeting people, I'm doing my ministry work, I'm potentially getting clients for my business. So
The 2510 is great. I got that tax reduction. I use this app Gridwise to track my miles, and so that got me 21 miles, so that's 1521 in tax benefit. So 2510 minus the 1521 is $9.89 of income that'll be taxed. The 1521 won't be taxed, and that's a huge benefit. And like what I do is because you got to track your stuff, people. We are paying too much in taxes for you not to be like on your case, because I can track my Uber miles, I can track my miles going to any client meeting I have, and I can get that all as a write-off. I track all my expenses, like as you can see, like I keep it all in this tab. I have my Uber, this is my personal, the grid fell off, that's just cash I get from you know, cash tips. And then I have like a miscellaneous and big expenses tab, and I keep this with me, and I track all my gas receipts and all my other expenses that I may be able to write off. And then at the end of the month, I take them all out and I organize it, and I can see my spending habits, my budget. Okay, where am I spending too much money? And I know once I do last month's that what is it, Quick Trip is going to be way too high with Jax's thing and all that. I wasn't even like being good about cooking. I was just getting my food from Quick Trip for like a week or so. I was just using, like, ordering a sandwich, a breakfast pizza in the morning, and then a sandwich in the afternoon, which was terrible for me. But you know, that goes to my weight video and me trying to stay around this 205, 210 or 215 for 1 to 2 months before I pop on down to 190, 180. We'll see where I look good and where I feel good. But yeah, that's a great afternoon. I forget what time I started driving. It said I was active for like 2 hours and 10 minutes. So just a little bit before 12 o'clock, I started driving for Uber. You know, I woke up at 9:30, had a great day so far. Now I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna upload channels to my YouTube, start my YouTube channel by officially uploading, get all that done, record another POV session. Yeah, I gotta decide whether to keep using the GoPro or keep using the setup on my phone. I think the phone is the way to go. The GoPro would be great for interviews and other stuff, but I bought the GoPro for Jax because you can attach, like, there's a vest a dog can wear, and I was gonna do that on our runs and stuff, but he passed away, and so I kept the GoPro. I didn't return it. I was thinking about returning it, but I decided not to. And yeah, so that's another. All right, back for day 2 of the diet. So we got to get going quick. I don't want this to be a long video since it's just leftovers. The best mixed veggies you'll ever have. I need to get some calories now because I had a really busy day and I did a lot. And yesterday's food, the 1 meal a day, was not enough because I woke up starving last night and I had to eat something. So today I'm really gonna make sure I hit my calorie content. And let me break down. So not doing 1 meal a day, doing 2 meals a day. I ate around 5:05 before my Ultimate Frisbee League. As you can see, I've had a busy day, burned 877 calories. So I had a Cliff Bar, I had some tortilla chips, I had a little slice of this HEB pizza that was left over. I had some blueberries and some chicken on, because I made tortillas like you can see. So right now, I know this is like lunatic math, like Charlie Kelly from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the clipboard and stuff, but trust me, it makes sense. I'll take time to explain it too. So, maybe I should start it. Actually, I shouldn't. So, my body's in starvation mode because I lost 15-20 pounds really quickly. When you lose that much weight that quickly, your body wants to regain it. So I went from 235, let's say, I think like I'm probably 205, 215 right now. So my body, it wants me to eat 4,000 calories a day and just do that until I bulge up. But I want to stick at the weight I'm at. So I take my basal metabolic rate, how many calories I would burn if I was just sitting in bed doing nothing, literally just breathing and stuff. And I calculate that to be like 1950. But I just use an even 2,000. So if I ate 2,000 calories, I would maintain at 215. But I'm not going to do that because I exercise pretty heavily. So I increase this, my calories eaten, I give myself 2,100. So like on and my basal metabolic rate is 1,900. So if I did that each day, I would lose 200 calories, and you know it would take me 3,000 calories, what is it, 15 days to lose a pound. But again, I'm just trying to maintain right now. So I'm not trying to be real calorie low, which is why I'm eating this really dense meal. That's pretty late, dang it. I shouldn't have eaten late again. While I'm eating this dense meal and just making sure my body's fed. And I mention all that because I want to get out of starvation mode. I want my body to be like, oh, this is a comfortable new weight. This is what we're gonna stay at. Okay, and then I can start to lose weight again and all that. Maybe this is just too much too quickly if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I've been doing this for a few years and I've lost 40 or 50 pounds multiple times. I just get in bad habits and gain the weight back. So we're gonna make an awesome, fantastic tortilla chicken tortilla using leftovers. So you can take a tortilla. Remember, butter's not bad, it's the amount. So I was showing you the cubes yesterday. I'm gonna take about 1/4 of a cube and just spread it all over the tortilla. You know, good old butter. You can mix it in there. Just gonna start the air fryer. Okay. Now rice and beans are done. I'll eat those at my leisure. But how do you reheat chicken to get the most amount of flavor? Well, when it's stored and it's like staying wet like that and not drying out is your best option. But for this, I want to give it some flavor and bring it back to life. So what's that call for? 1 slice of American cheese, some of the street corn, and some of the spicy ranchero. That'll make it really good. Alright, so eating as I go here because it's late. So see, you got a little bit of excess liquid there. That's good flavor, but for our purposes, I'm just gonna dump it out. I'm just gonna melt some cheese on top. You know what? I actually have some of the good cheese too. This is like the crumble cheese. We'll just put a mix of that on there. So we're melting that cheese. Check in on our tortilla because I know it's flying around in there because it has no weight. So I'm just gonna, I got stuck. So just kind of checking it for a second. Some beautiful beans and rice. Okay, so before the timer goes off, the chicken, boom. Look at that, we got cheese. Woo! Woo! See, microwave for a little bit too long. You see all that liquid though? That's not great, but I don't like having too many cold sauces on my thing, so I'm gonna add a little bit of this corn and a little bit of this spicy ranchero. Just a little bit. Then I'm gonna mix it in, just so it's warm as well. The salsa is gonna be the only cold thing on this. Take a piece of chicken. That is already literally so good. Check, see how this is burning. It's not. That's good enough. Yeah, maybe just a little bit crispier. So then got that chicken left over. Take another piece. Fantastic with the like Taco Bell sauce and the corn. Ooh! Excuse me. Having chest burn because that chicken was so hot. So just for video purposes, finish off this. You could get it a little more crispy. You could do what you want with it. I think that's perfect. I don't want all those juices. It's too much. So I'm just gonna take the actual chicken. You know, I got all those fresh peppers I could use, but I'm too hungry at this point. And I know this is going to be good enough as it is. So mixed all that. Now get some fresh HEB salsa on it. And then boom. You have a killer 110 calorie, not 110, just the tortilla. Probably like 300, 350, maybe 400, depending on how much chicken was there. See, still too much juices, but that's okay. That tastes fantastic. See how it's still dripping out, but we're dealing with leftovers, baby. Can't be picky. This is where you save all your money, eating your leftovers. I'm not even going to go back to the crazy math, but I'm including in my diet to eat that whole can of beans at some point. Because like I said, my maintenance calories is that 1950, 2000. So if I eat that, I'll maintain my weight. Eat more, I'll gain weight. Eat less, I'll lose it. But then my calories, how much I burn, comes into the equation. So since I played Ultimate Frisbee today, I have to eat more. Because I didn't burn that 2,000 calories. I burned almost 900 in addition to that. So I burned 2,700 calories. So I need to eat 2,700 calories to maintain. And that's what I plan on doing. Because it would be too I could do it, but I would lose too much muscle mass if I just kept on losing two pounds a week after losing 20, 30 due to stress. Your body's smart. It's not gonna let you just frickin' lose a bunch of weight and deactivate a safety system it's built for all this time, or that God built. So yeah, and that was a fantastic corn tortilla. Eat the rest of my vegetables. This will get you strong. This will make sure you don't have any headaches. Tons of vitamins and nutrients in mixed vegetables. I don't have to list all the facts. You know, you guys know the facts. You can pull up Google. And if you make them the way I showed you in the other video, you can literally eat this every day. And I do. Or at least 4 to 5 times a week I eat this. I just love mixed vegetables. It started from when I was in school. I was on discounted and free lunch. And man, those mixed vegetables they'd have, I used to love those. But it can be whatever, you know. My sister doesn't like peas, so she wouldn't eat this. But you could get cauliflower and broccoli. You could do an okra mix. You could make your own blend if you buy the different ones at H-E-B. So boom, tortilla, that down. Take a little salsa, add it some more to the rice, beans and rice. Probably eating really fast. I need to slow it down. That's the big thing for me, is just slowing down how fast I eat, making sure I chew. Because I eat like it's a frickin' competition. I used to be so embarrassed at how fast I would eat in school. Everybody would be sitting down with their food and stuff and it would already be done. Just bad habits. You gotta break. Bad habits. And you're gonna see now as I'm finishing up, I'm cleaning up. And we're gonna go back to the board. But we're gonna ignore basal metabolic rate and active calories burned. Let's just go back to the beginning of my day. At 5 or 5:30, I ate 938 calories. This number right here, 1,062. So now, just thinking back, so I ate 1,062. I had the tortilla, 110, the butter, that was about a fourth, so let's say 110 plus the 30, you know, we're at 140, plus that chicken was probably 200, so 340 from the chicken tortilla. That's actually probably, you know what, let's go up to 400 because we have the cheese and we also use those sauces. 425 is probably more accurate, but for that, we're okay. We're using round numbers. The beans and rice has a lot of calories. That was about a cup and a half to maybe 1.75 cups. So that's probably like 375. What else did I just have? I had the mixed vegetables, which we know has butter, and we did the math the other day. What was it per serving? 635, and that was about two of the servings. So 330. So now it's as simple as adding it up. So my earlier meal, 1062, plus the chicken tortilla, plus the rice and beans, plus the mixed veggies. There we go, 2,167. Over my 2,100, but that's where it gets back into the BMR and what I burned. Instead of burning 1,900 calories today, I burned about 2,700 because I was very active. So I need to account for that, because if I only ate the 2,100, I would still be in, like, my body would still be in like starvation mode. You know what I mean? Like, it would be signaling to me like, eat, 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 hold on to every calorie. Like, I may be full, but my body's still my body's still signaling to itself, oh, he's still starving. You know, he got food today, but what about 3 days from now? So that's why I have to eat these, intentionally overeat, because it would be easy to eat the 2,100. Like, I'm full now and I haven't even finished my rice. But no, I'm gonna have something healthy later. Probably some more cottage cheese with some of the blueberries or fruit I got, some kind of mix of that. And then a little bit of the Halo Top ice cream I got, you know, gotta have some of that. Gosh, I love this ice cream, it's so good. It's got calories. I didn't get the whatever type of ice cream that doesn't have any, but do that. So at 2167, you know, add an apple. Apple's like 100. I saw that was 150 on the can, so do another a scoop of that, whatever serving size that is. Here's my pantry, by the way. I keep my broom in here folded up. I kind of keep my potatoes and stuff here. I have my daily mix kind of stuff. I'm out of cereal, but like my chips, my peanut butter, and then I have all my canned goods and stuff up there. Oh, so one thing I'm definitely gonna eat that I'll show, and then I'll end the video because I know this is getting long. Cottage cheese with jelly, incredible. I don't even need ice cream. I'm gonna have ice cream, but also yogurt. So yeah, I'll do something sweet for my, just to get me up. I don't need to get to 2,700. I should, and I probably will, just because of the ice cream will be good, and I'll probably eat a little more than expected. But yeah, and that's how to eat maintenance. And we're gonna do this for probably another honestly, I want to say 1 to 2 weeks, but realistically we need to do this for a month, maybe 2 months even. Dropping that much weight, like, your body wants to fight you to keep it, and I'll just keep saying it again because I can't reiterate it enough. But okay, I'm tired of hearing myself talk.